become champions. Celtic way, wait for the ball from side to side, and until they try to hide, the wait for the ball from front to back. Attack, 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 67, and then he's a burst man, the buzzing and the pound.
Good evening everybody and welcome to Celtic Rumours TV. Episode number 185 of the Bawz and Bovril podcast with myself. Big Jerry's here tonight. Evening, Jerry boy. Oh, I've got you in mute. Evening, Jerry. How you doing?
I'm good, Mark. How are you?
I'm fine, mate. I'm fine. We've got the Bishop joining us again tonight. That's how we didn't do a show last night. But my wee Doug wasn't too well. We thought we'd put it off to the Monday night so we could get the Bishop on again anyways. Yeah, because just last week was a great show, I thought, anyway. Good, John. How are you?
Living the dream.
Big Jerry was going to steal that, he said.
Can't believe how lucky he is.
Sometimes I can't. Sometimes I can't believe my own luck.
This is a podcast for our forum here at www.celticrumours.co.uk. Everybody's more than welcome over there. We've got a wee Discord group that kind of blew up a wee bit last week with people joining it and that. Everybody's more than welcome over there too. A few shout outs to some of the lads for the forum and that. Shout outs to Paul Terns is working tonight. Jerry McGinn, old Tim Alloy, Mikey, wee John United Ireland, Big Jabba, Kev, Malika, a Glasgow Green, Welshie. And a wee special announcement. Mikey and his wife Donna did their second wee baby just on Friday, I think it was there. Amelia Ella Grace Conroy was born at 11:12 a.m. 7 pound 15 ounce. So that both the baby and the mum are doing well. So that's great news for Mikey and Donna. That's wee Mikey got a wee sister now, so well done to them. Who have we got in the live chat? Evening, Bobby, right in again. McMillan, nice to see you, bud. Patrick McLaughlin, nice to see you. Liam Doyle, hail. William Smith, Grot Bags, 420, nice to see you, bud. Brian, good man, thanks for coming in again. William Smith, David Gallagher. Plunge, nice to see you, Plunge. Evan, nice to see you, mate. I've not seen you for ages. Hope you're keeping well. Ian McIntosh, evening, Nate. Thanks for joining us. We'll start off talking about the game the other day. What did you make of that?
I think the main thing was good. 3 points and back along the road there. But I think Celtic... life after a relay. I thought good result. Happy with that. I thought there's quite a few pluses in it. I thought Scales was excellent. I thought CCV was really poor again, and I thought Kuhn starting to look the part. I think we would say the other week of this season under Rodgers, you'll see. I think Rodgers will get the best out of Hatate, Kuhn and Bernardo this season. Screamer for McGregor, Forest provider. Hatate, what a finish that is for Hatate. That's a technically difficult finish that. And then we get Johnson again and it's Kuhn that plays him and Kuhn looks very direct. Great result. 3 points, keep the pressure in them. Means when they come next week, you beat them at Celtic Park and you're 5 points clear, and all of a sudden the Belgian Beals increasingly looking it's been Christmas here.
Aye.
I said to you that last week. I don't think he'll manage them in Ibrox again.
I think you might be right with that.
So great result. I thought the tempo was good. I thought I thought Big Ida looked off. I just hope it's almost as if somebody need to take him aside and say, "Listen, forget about the price tag that was on you. Eh? Doesn't make any. It looks almost as if he was going to carry in that. Eh?
He's hardly kicked a ball.
I know he's maybe just not up to speed yet either. But I'm sure the boy will do good. They proved that. You don't. The question just need to ask. He's already proved that.
I mean, he was only getting minutes on Norwich pre-season games and everything, wasn't he, sir? I wasn't really paid, but I wasn't really. I don't know what you mean. I noticed it myself, but it just I was really, but I was putting it down to. I thought again it was a bit of a game of two halves. We didn't the second half. We take our foot off the gas maybe a wee bit in the second half. Just don't think we were dynamic as we were in the first half.
There's no doubt about it. O'Reilly's. I was thinking about it today. I didn't even watch. There was a Celtic's put a wee video up. I take it as he's good points. But I was thinking back. The one that sticks in my head is some range of passing. I don't know, but remember the header he puts through for Kyogo to score that peach that he's stretched at Ibrox. Was it the game, the first derby of the season last season? Remember when we go there and McGregor plays with slippers on.
But
I don't know if you remember the header for O'Reilly right into Kyogo's pass. You know, I don't know if there's anybody else in that team can do that. You know, he's but well, hopefully we've got kind of Bernardo, Hatate, these guys kind of step up to the mark. I mean, undoubtedly, I think Rodgers, that's what we'd be saying. He likes the Hatate too. If you want to be the next Matt O'Reilly, you need to do what Matt O'Reilly did. And generate that level of interest in yourself. But
there's no doubt he's a big loss, but we've lost better. But I mean, we've lost better players than Matt O'Reilly over the years. Do you know what I mean? We've continued to succeed, sir.
The first one. Somebody was talking to us on the phone the other day. The first one I remember thinking. The first one I remember affecting me was Douglas leaving.
Just before my kind of time, you know what I mean? I was only about 3 when he left.
And everybody's saying he wouldn't get in there and replace Keegan. He went in there and he replaced Keegan plus a bit. But that was the. I mean, I can't remember, 480 grand or something. Some ridiculous, was it?
Buttons, wasn't it?
Something. So something ridiculous, but you're right. We've lost. Nothing.
Well, I mean, I know we didn't get money for them or that, but I mean, we lost Paul McStay, we lost Henrik Larsson. Do you know what I mean? Big players for donkey's years. And was it you that was talking to the day, Jerry, and they said it one good season, Matt. I mean, I love Matt O'Reilly. I'm not turning my back on him, slagging him off now that he's awake, but it didn't make me think. Was it you that said it, Jerry? He played one good season. If he'd left the summer when Ange left, we wouldn't be bothered about backside about him.
Listen, I'm sure we'll get to it here in terms of the board and where we are we signings, and we'll get to this in the conversation. But that being said, absolutely no doubt about it. A fantastic piece of business. Somebody gives you, if you could buy something for $1.5 million every year and sell it for 30, that's just I mean that's funny money. That's you just couldn't have sold Kyogo in the same window. You just couldn't have. It just wasn't happening. But there's somebody across your palm. Maybe we took 20 million for Kyogo as well. You'd have a chance of 50 million for 2 players. You'd need to thought about it. It's you just couldn't go there.
I mean, the interest in Kyogo was real, and his agent's still trying to point him about clubs. Do you know what I mean? This is what I've said this before. This is all down to his agent. But what was I saying? So even at that, I mean, see if somebody. I mean, I think that's why Celtic's put kind of crazy talking about we want 20 million if he's going to go anywhere. And if somebody was crazy enough to offer Celtic even 18 to 20 million, see, I don't care. See, no matter how much you love Kyogo, you've got to accept that bid for considering his age. He's one shoulder injury away from missing the full season for us.
See if the board were doing their job, see if the recruitment team was doing their job, and you had the right player in the door. By the time Kyogo's 29 with a shoulder injury, you should be in a position to take 20 million. But it's just a classic, another classic fucking example of the board's ineptitude. That you actually weren't in a position to be able to even take fucking 20 million for Kyogo because you can't leave yourself with one striker again with 7 days to go in the window. And that's a factory of what we talked about the last time about Celtic's recruitment not been fast enough, as Angie talked about. Meaning, O'Reilly's away before the next bit of quality was into building about him. He's moved on. We're a year out all the time. You know, we're a year out other than putting if the 3-4 bits of quality that if it wasn't for Rodgers, wouldn't be coming. They wouldn't be coming. So this fucking trust the process. The Celtic board doesn't have no process. There ain't no recruitment structure and there ain't no recruitment strategy. Rodgers is pulling. Rodgers is pulling fucking rabbits out. He's pulling rabbits out the hat, right, left, and centre here. We'll get to that bit as well. That was just talking about before we go into recruitment. That was just about the St Mirren game, but I'm sure we'll get to box office Brendan as well. But he played a fucking blinder yesterday. And that was after the ticket allocation one as well. He excelled. He's excelled himself the last couple of weeks.
But aye. Put for you, Jerry. What's your take of the game?
Yesterday, aye. More or less the same as John. I thought Vickers, I said it last week, I think he started the season a wee bit poor by his standards. McGregor, for me, he was my man of the match. I thought Scales, although I give him a hard time, I thought he done really well, but he's been the stronger of the two centre halves. Yet we're dying for somebody to come in and hopefully be an upgrade on him. The goals, some of the football we played was fantastic. I thought we were quick, we were sharp. Obviously, we were all a wee bit of a downer with Matt leaving, but if Rodgers can get the best out of Bernardo, there's definitely a player in him, and I've no doubt Rodgers get the best out of O'Reilly. So if Bernardo can hopefully step up to the mark this season, then I think, well, domestically there's no problem. It's just in Europe. You're hoping we can go in there and do something with these 8 games. But all in all, good 3 points. Takes us on to Sunday. And we'll see how we're fixed. Again, Big Ida, he made some good runs. Couple of touches, not too bad. But again, he's not played a lot of pre-season football, so I don't think he's worrying about the price tag as of yet. I think it's just a case of he's maybe a wee bit rusty and needing more match sharpness, but that'll come.
These two sides to give a few shout-outs here. Even Martin Linton for the Falls Road join us. Nice to see you, Martin. Bobby, 1962. Good to see you again, mate. 1976. Talk you as well. You can. That's it. Just a four.
And again, Kuhn, I think he's going to be a fantastic player. We'll just need to wait and see how he gets on. But he started the season on fire.
Kev, I don't know if that's with Kev 83. See that, right? I'm going to talk about. We knew O'Reilly was gone himself. The move's been worked for months. Therefore, I don't know why Engels is still at Augsburg before the window shuts. But well, it took Bournemouth that long to get the Matt O'Reilly deal over the line. How do you know we've not been working on the Engels deal for the same length of time? What if we wouldn't have won? What if Matt O'Reilly stayed and we didn't want Engels? What was the point of bringing Engels in now? Or like a couple of weeks ago? People are going on about this on the forum earlier on the day, and they're using the length of time it took. If Matt O'Reilly came out and said that the thing with Brighton's been going for 2 months, they're using this to beat the Celtic board up. The length of time it took Bournemouth to do that deal for Matt O'Reilly is now something that they're blaming the Celtic board for.
I was in agreement with Kev, because as I say, we all knew that O'Reilly won.
But we didn't.
Of course,
we didn't know, because not how. What if nobody paid the money? Man United, Atlanta, Everton, What was the Spanish team that was in for him? Atletico. They all balked at the price. If Brighton hadn't come in with it and paid that money, we don't know if Managerial was going to leave Celtic this month. If nobody was going to pay that money. And Brendan Rodgers said that. You can't accuse Brendan Rodgers of being a liar when he's come out. He's not the type of guy who's going to tell a lie, a barefaced lie like that on the telly. He basically said, if somebody pays the money, then you know what I mean? That's the bottom line. So you can't go out and buy a player on the assumption that you might lose a player. That's different if you know for certain. If he's telling you, look, I want out in this window, blah, blah, blah. I'm retiring at the end of the season. Do you know what I mean? But as long as you know that this guy's not going to be there, then that's the only time you can make a move, or you're just going to end up stockpiling players and then you're trying to keep all these players happy. I mean, what if they end up with Bernardo, Engels, Managerial, Cal Mack, and put a Watt is still there. Do you know what I mean? You're just sitting there with all these players all looking for game time.
Managerial was being sold. Somebody comes up with excess of 25 million, 35 million. Managerial was being sold whether he wanted to be sold or didn't he want to be sold every day of the week and twice on a Sunday.
Yep.
But that's the thing. Nobody had come up with that, John. The only team that came up with it was Brighton.
Yep.
You know what I mean? And if the teams are a lot richer than Brighton, they're sniffing about them, they weren't willing to pay it. Maybe Brighton just see him as that, maybe that kind of important player. I mean, they're kind of setting their way to play. Do you know what I mean? Is that important to them that it was worth that extra splurge? Because they don't spend that every day of the week. Do you know what I mean? I looked on something the other day. Brighton have signed a couple of players like 30 million bracket, 25, 30 million. But apart from that, they kind of, there's good scouting. Do you know what I mean? But that's the thing. But for me, Engels will be signed for Celtic, I think. For me, that's been in the pipeline to the same extent that the trigger will get pulled on that as soon as
I tell you, I don't know about
O'Reilly leaves.
I don't know anything about the boy. If we're moving on to talk about your recruitment, I don't know anything about Arnie Engels, but everything I'm reading is he looks as like he's the guy at least to try to bring in to try to replace O'Reilly. But I'll tell you one thing: if Rodgers is not there, he's not coming in.
No,
Celtic's no. If Rodgers is not there, so if Rodgers is not there, Arnie Engels is not coming in. Not a hope in hell.
Well, that boy from Barcelona, it's the story. It's Rodgers that's kind of talked him into trying to buy into his plan. You know what I mean? Which is good. Again, John, it shows you the hold that the manager's got in the game.
But it shouldn't be
using it to their advantage.
It shouldn't be taking that. You know, Rodgers told you last summer he wanted to coach the players that the board gave him. Now, what you've got him, he's got to the point he's thinking, you know what? Just what I said the last time, I'm going to have to do it because you fucking can't. And that's the bottom, because you're at your depth. I've said it for months. They were at the edge of the limits of their capability individually and collectively, and he's had to take the reins. I mean, he appears to be running with absolutely with everything. Be braver. I've no doubt that the lack of activity in January and again here was that Rodgers got to the point. I'm just guessing. I'm looking at it. It just looks to me as if Rodgers says, "Listen, enough's enough here. Don't give me any more fucking donkeys. Don't give me any more. Don't give me eight at $1.5 million. Give me 1.5 $8 million. You know, give me 3 plus." No, he said that, and you could see that. You could almost see him handing the list back in January and saying, you know, there's nothing on your list that's any interest to me. Go and get me Ida and go and get me Kuhn. That was another 2 Rodgers again. And same with Schmeichel, he's pulled that rabbit out of the hat as well. So there's no doubt about it. It's just convinced me that it appeared to me was as Pedro said the other week there, you get the corner shop finding themselves in Charsey Morrison's, that these guys, a CEO, somebody said in the live chat yesterday as well, his job safe. I said this the last time. I think Brendan Rodgers' is job safer than any of them. You know, you've got to see.
Rodgers he's mentioned it a few times that the recruitment side of things is something that they're going to look at once this window closes. And for me, Nicholson's important. For me, Nichols is as important part of that recruitment team as your kind of head scout is, John. Because he's you know, I mean, he's the guy that's dealing in the contracts and making sure we're not getting our pants pulled down with money and stuff like that. You know what I mean? So we need the guy, the football guy to kind of furnish the right players, and we need a good CEO to get us the best money and the best value for our money.
For me, what you're still lacking is that strategy. Your CEO's the man it should be. If the CEO's not the man that's dictating the strategy of the club and the direction of the club, the direction of travel, who is it? Who is it? And does Michael Nicholson look like that man? Yeah, repeat myself again. Michael Nicholson was there for 10 years before on the board before Don Mackay came to the club, and he wasn't deemed to be the CEO material. And then all of a sudden he is CEO material. Just the same as we scoured Europe looking for the best recruitment we could find, and we just happened to find Peter Lawwell's boy. It's fucking laughable. If it was the series, your best chance we've got here is that Rodgers, whether he's got Desmond's ear or not, but it really looks to me as if he's got a bit of scruff of the neck. You think, you know what, this needs to change here, you know. As if he just knows it's dysfunctional for want of a better. Well, how many times have we said on here? You know, there's no plan, there's no strategy, there's no business plan, there's no direction. You know, and your best chance we've got here is that Rodgers has got the experience because he's where he's been elsewhere to actually see it for what it is, call it out for what it is. Rodgers is just telling me in the last two or three press conferences what was starting to become obvious to me for last summertime and before that, but it really started to crystallise last summertime. And here you're getting an expanded Champions League where we need to finish above place 24. We're farting about in the last week, and we're looking at it. I mean, I'm not want to be down on the guy, but we're looking. 2 years we've been looking for a left back, and we're looking at paying a £1.3 million loan fee for a Spanish second tier player on loan before everybody gets used. That's
John,
yeah.
John, wait till you see this, boy.
I've heard that.
Honestly, wait till you see this.
I think some of the other ones you're getting interested and excited about. Certainly getting excited about Arne Engels.
I'm not too keen on the Polish boy for the MLS.
Is that bogus?
Bogus. Aye. I don't. I'm
so
not
what's your take on Valley then, Alex Valley? What's your take on him? Do you think he's?
Well, John, I know people will laugh at this, right? But we had it on the Discord last night. John, he's been a wonder kid in that Football Manager game for years. Do you know what I mean? And I follow a wee guy on Twitter. Yeah, a wee Spanish guy, and I put it on, but I can't even mind what it was he said. I put it on the forum earlier on the day, and he says this guy, he says crossing, he's up and down the park. He says he suits the Scottish League down to a T.
Yep, so he's saying that. Yep.
I mean, and it's a weird one this time with his contract. People were saying, "Oh, he's got a £2.5 million buyout," right? But I looked into it.
It seems that's when they extended his contract. They've reinstated a £30 million buyout or whatever it is now. Eh?
Well, I don't know what it was, but he had an €8 million buyout in his release clause in his contract. But it went down to $3 million in the 1st of August.
That's right.
So they've now gave him a new contract. So there might be a buyout in it, but that €3 million one, the £2.5 million one, that stopped as soon as he signed that the new deal. But they'll give him a 2-year contract. So he's going to be at Celtic for a season on loan. So then he's down to 1 year left in his contract. So obviously he either gets another extension or they sell him. So is it going to come out that we're going to have an option to buy or something like that? I don't know. It was a weird one because somebody brought it to my attention. It's like Spurs done with Carter Vickers. Mind they kept giving him a year's extension and putting him out on loan. the kind of extension so that he was going out on loan. He still, every loan finished and he still had a year left in his deal, another 2-year loan, another 2 year, and out in a year with a loan deal. I'm sure he even done it just before he signed for us on the year's loan with Carter Vickers.
Because the obvious question for me was if there was a £3 million buyout and he's that good, why did you not just pay the $3 million? But
Aye, well, that's what I was thinking. Why did they not just get him? But if they were getting him from the €3 million, why you could get him under that release clause?
But as you say, that's apparently no longer an option once they extended his contract.
Aye.
The buyout figure I saw was 30 million rather than 3 million. But even that figure, I don't think it bears any real relationship to what they're likely to be looking for him at the end of the. I just think a loan deal.
While we're just talking about like clauses and stuff like that, some of these release clauses are only applicable under the same FA. So see, like that release clause, that some of them in the contracts, it's only like if you're selling to somebody that's under the same FA as you, so that could be like if Real Madrid did want him or something like that. They don't cover a lot. Some of them, and it's becoming more a kind of common thing. Doesn't like apply in other countries and stuff like that. It's a really, it's honestly, you see all the posts I put up about it and that, John and Jerry on the forum, and get them off head to how all these things work. It's a lot more complicated than guys like us kind of not running us down, but than we actually understand the work that goes into like getting a transfer over the line. Not just for Celtic, I'm not meaning that as an excuse for the board. I'm just talking about the actual work and paperwork and all the wee things and snidey wee taxes that are added on and everything to get an actual transfer over the line. It's mind-numbingly boring, a lot of it. We just think it's a case you lift up the phone, we'll give you $8.5 million for him. Aye, right, okay, we'll send him up next week to sign the contract. Do you know what? It's no, I mean, it matter really. 2 months it's been going on with talking with Brighton and stuff like that.
I think the whole left back thing, the Greg Taylor's contract running done as well. I don't get that either. I'm not quite sure why that's been allowed to happen. You wonder has he been asking for guarantees that he's going to get first team football, when that might not be the case if we bring somebody in that's this competition to be potentially be better than. Who knows? But it just seems a strange one when you've got one left back at the club that you've let his contract run down. Eh? I love wee Taylor. You know that it's you'll never fault him for effort. You know he gives you. We know his weaknesses, but I mean, there's no position in the park that could be better. That could have been improved upon, as we've said repeatedly. So singling out Taylor in that respect to me just doesn't cut it. Eh?
No, well, you know how I'm the same. I've always backed the wee man for years. Just I think he's a cracking wee player. Just he's got his weaknesses, but if Taylor's, I say with other players, Taylor was 6'2", he wouldn't beat Celtic.
No, I just when I'm saying second division, young laddie prospect, I'm just thinking. I think they're just all thinking about bringing a bit experience into left back. You know what I mean?
I think that's more the thing that people are. I know what you mean with that, John. It's more a case of people are like, but we've needed a left back for how long? Do you know what I mean? And we've spent all this time looking for a left back. Everybody in his blind granny knows we need, and the best we can come up with is a guy that's like a Barcelona B player for the Spanish second division. I do get what you mean. I do, unless it's just. I don't know, is it just this kind of fell into the lap and it's just the right time, the right place, and we've sacked off whoever. I mean, we spoke to Liverpool about Owen Beck, I know that for a fact. So that's something that just fell into Brendan Rodgers' lap, because you know, he's right out of Spanish football, he loves his Spanish football, he's always had apparitions to like, go and manage in Spain and that. Is it maybe something that's just get windy for Spain and thought, I'm going to see if we can get a deal done here? I'm expecting. You know, you're just. Well, I think we're all expecting experience and quality to come in. That's just why I find it busy. And see, like, if the guy comes in and cuts up the league, fine, brilliant. It's not the profile of player that I was expecting to come in to challenge Greg Taylor. Evening, Cameron. How you doing, bud? That's flip flop for the forum there. That Cameron Shannon. See, the Spanish and the Portuguese, they use the same rules for that. But they did it, and I think I'm sure every contract in Spain has got a buyout price in it, in Spain and Portugal. every single contract for a professional player has got some kind of buyout price put into it. Somebody's wanted. Who's that getting phone calls?
It's my grandson. My grandson FaceTiming me, so I'm just dinging on there. Try to switch it off here.
Poor laddie.
Right, Jerry, you're sitting there, go quiet again. If you fell asleep again,
Not at all, mate. No, not at all.
still recovering from Deadpool.
That's not for me. That's not my cup of tea anyway. First time I've seen it, it'll be the last.
So what's your take on this then? The left back, what's yours?
It's a weird one. We've said it before. I don't know how. I wasn't Taylor's biggest fan. He does give us his all. However, I think if you're trying to do something in Europe, he's somebody that I would target if I was an opposition manager. I do like him. Domestically, he's no bother. There's no problems there at all. But I think that left-hand side between him and Scales was our weakest. But like John, going for the boy at Barca, I know nothing about him at all. I thought it was a wee bit weird. I did think we were going for somebody that was maybe played a lot of first-team football, but I wasn't over the moon when you'd said to me about Beck, we'd spoke to him, because I didn't feel that for the £3 million that they're wanting now, I didn't think he was going to be necessarily the upgrade right now on Taylor. And it was this season we're looking hopefully to try and do something in this new Champions League, going straight into that. I didn't think that he was going to be a step up on Taylor as it is just now. There's a lot of people jumping on him because his first performance against Maida, did a really good game against Maida. And then typical, he's a young boy. He's going to go through blips as he's learning. The second game, he got destroyed, and he was lucky to stay in the park. So going with this
Beck's definitely Beck would definitely have been a project signing.
Of course, that's exactly it.
I mean, this guy's a bit of a project, but he has got a bit of pedigree for his age. You know, I mean, I'm convinced this guy will be a cracking player for us. And even the new before he starts playing for Celtic, I'm hoping there's some way we can keep a hold of him next season.
Here's hoping. I'm hoping he does the business. But I say, with how many left backs have we signed to kind of compete or possibly replace Taylor, and he's seen them all off.
Laxville, Bolingoli, Laxville,
Burnaby.
But that's just is that not just mere down to the poor recruitment? Yeah, Patrick saying it. I know there's no Taylor. Do you know what I mean? Is that not down to poor recruitment?
Aye.
Do you know what I mean? $3.5 million on Burnaby.
Absolutely.
I mean, if you spend £3.5 million on a player, Celtic, even back then, Greg Taylor shouldn't have beat Celtic now. Do you know what I mean? That should have been Greg Taylor's replacement that we spent £3.5 million on.
Yeah, we're going over all ground, getting back to it, but we spent 10 million in two centre halves in a loan deal for Liverpool, and we're still looking for one.
I know.
Yep.
10 million.
At least we're getting rid of one now.
No wonder Rodgers is saying, he told him in January he's asking the board to be braver, eh? And I think that's where you've got to now. At least I said I'm finding the Valley one a bit strange, but when you're looking at Engels and is it Eriksson as well, Gustav, the winger as well, the Lazio winger.
Yep.
I think that get shot down. Did I know say he was staying there?
I think there's about there's I don't think that one's likely to be happening, but the other boy, there was a trusty boy. His name keeps appearing as well, doesn't it? The centre half. But anyway, we'll spend 10 million between the boy we bought off the Liverpool and the two that we've still got on the books, and we're still looking for a centre half this summertime. That's what happens when you buy 9 players in that price range, and that's what. Or you've got to a point here where 2 reasons. Rodgers is just saying, I can't do anything. I can't do anything with a team full of apprentices. I need some journeymen, and that's why I'm surprised a wee bit at the left back. So he's where would we be this week if it wasn't Rodgers that was there and he didn't? Because Rodgers has obviously got
he's obviously got the balls, and he's got the gravitas, for want of a better word, to be able to say, no, this is not happening here, eh? If there's any chance that I'm going to make a fist of this here, it's going to need to be my way, or I'll not be here. Stop giving me donkeys, give me 3 bits of quality. Give me 3 at 8, 9 million rather than 9 at 2 million, eh? And I think he's obviously, he's won the war, because he saw Michael, he saw, what's your man's name down the road? Lol.
Mark,
He saw Mark Lol down the road, didn't he? And I think as he stands now that Rodgers' position is the strongest position that I can see there. Any of the rest of them could be done without. I think your greatest hope here, and I didn't want Rodgers back. You know that. Man, thank goodness he's here. He's been playing a blinder, but it can't move forward like that. You need to sort out the recruitment strategy. What is your strategy? And you need to sort out your recruitment structure.
Yep.
Director of football, whatever it is. Is there a shout? I said the other week there, is there a shout for coaching's Rodgers' first love? But is there a shout for Rodgers in that role?
No,
As a director of football? No.
Maybe in years to come. No.
No, he's always been open to say he's fancied Spain, I think, coaching in Spain, before his time's up. But I think long term or further down the line it'd be a cracking shout, but not just now.
There's no doubt about it. His redemption's complete. Even his comments yesterday about, I think we go back to last week with the ticket allocation, when he nails that as well, doesn't he? This is not a Celtic and Rangers thing, this is a Rangers thing.
Yep.
He nails it, and then yesterday he calls out the board, is that Michael on the phone? Shut him up. Says, he's obviously, you can tell he's got the confidence. He's got the confidence of a man that's got that it's his ball.
He's got the confidence of the man that knows that he's going to get what he wants this week.
He's got the confidence of a man that it's his ball.
And I've said that. I've said that all along. I was just putting my faith in. I'm not going to start moaning about the recruitment stuff and that now because it's still early doors. But I was putting my full faith in Rodgers this Monday. Do you know what I mean? There's Doc saying, "Tell us now is the Barca boy a Rodgers signing or a board signing before you see him." Well, Rodgers talked him into coming.
Yep.
Rodgers met him and spoke to him personally about it. So I'd say that's a Rodgers signing. As you say, John, I don't know where we'd be without him this Monday because there's no direction or guidance or anything like that. And I was putting my faith in him. And I think there was a talk that him and Dermot Desmond had a meeting.
Yep.
And then I think that's when the air was cleared and the gauntlet was laid down. Do you know what I mean? Bay Rodgers, look, Dermot, I need back to you or it's not going to work. Do you know what
Absolutely.
I mean?
That's right.
I need back with money, with quality players, or it's just not going to work and there's no point in carrying. I'm not saying he's threatened to leave, but just, you know what I mean? He laid down the gauntlet to him and says, but that's just what we need today. And if it doesn't happen, I said I'd give you 3 years and I promised the fans that, but there's no way I'll be here any longer than that if this is the road we're going down. And that's us going into the second year. And you let me down last year. I'm not going into the second year of these 3 years and get the same let down.
Mark, it was brutally honest about it yesterday. He says, this is my 3rd transfer window. And you've made a howler of the 3 of them. He told you last year he wanted to be the coach. He wanted to coach what the club gave him. And he's finding himself 180 degrees diametrically in the opposite direction of that, where he's the man that's having to effectively front the recruitment because they can't. And that needs to change. That needs to change for the day that Rodgers is not here.
Yep.
If anybody else is sitting in Rodgers' position just now, the board's just going to bully them. I think probably the saving grace is that Rodgers is a multi-millionaire, doesn't need the money, and has got Dermot Desmond's ear, and has got the balls, and he's in a position to be able to say, listen, we're either going to do this my way, or we're either doing it my way, or we're not doing it at all. I think we're fortunate to be in that position. as I said to you, I've been inside that, been in as a consultant in a lot of companies and something. I went into one time and they bring you in to do a certain thing, and then the guy who owns the company, he's telling you how you're going to do it, and you think, no, wait a minute, do you know why I'm here? I'm here because you can do it. So if I'm going to do it, I'm going to do it my way. Because if I fail, I'm going to fail on my terms, not your terms. And that just, Rodgers has got that written all over him here. You know, whatever happened to Rodgers between him leaving and coming back, he's almost like a different. He's like a different beast. I genuinely believe he came back to make amends. I really do. I think he's laying in his bed one night and thought, you know what? See if you're I don't want to say the word, but see if you're with 50 million in the bank. Oh yeah, with 50 million in the bank, and he knows it. He knows it. He knows that half of Glasgow wouldn't have wished him a safe landing in Europe. And he's came back. When he went to James McGrory Park for me, it was a corner kind of turn for me. I thought you don't go to Garngad to take the piss. I think there was something genuine in there. He called them out yesterday as well. He says, "We're talking about these fans deserve better here. These guys sold out the stadium when they couldn't even get in here." You know, as I said the other week, there his redemption for me is complete. If I could unburn his book, I would. Sorry, Bernard.
I wouldn't go that far.
I mean,
we'll try and get your signed copy, John, to replace the one you burnt.
Do you remember the Christmas video when he came back?
Aye.
That was one of the best Christmas videos. That was the one when Jota done the George Michael back, man.
Yep.
And but the last year in the Superstore was dusting the store off the Brendan Rodgers book and putting it back up the shelf again. Remember?
Here's one for you. I mean, it's not going to happen. You know what I mean? But there's always a kind of miles out possibility. But if Rodgers actually did come out, see if this Monday did end up a total disaster. What if Rodgers came out and said publicly that the change needed to be made at Celtic, like a call to arms to the fans and the rich fan? Do you get what I mean? To try and get things going and changing things.
Yep.
Like you're all conquering shining knight armour. Do you know what I mean? Rodgers just no personally getting involved in it, but just calling, maybe getting involved in it, even like talking to the kind of billionaires or whatever you want to talk about. Him being a kind of focal point of Celtic fans getting together and making change. If, as I said, things just suddenly going to change and it's another letdown and the board just dragging its heels. Because I've said it earlier with Michael Nicholson being important as your head scout when it comes to getting transfers out of the line. But get back to it time and time again. There's not one person sits in that Celtic board that's got any knowledge or nuance of how to take a club the size of Celtic forward in the modern world. Football. They might all be shit hot businessmen because the money's rolling in. But when it comes to, I've said this to you in the last podcast, are they scared to what to do with this money? Are they sitting there worried saying, what if we spend 60 million quid of this and goes Pete? Do you know what I mean? It all goes Pete Tong. Are they just scared to do it, or have they not got the nuance and the knowledge to do it?
I see that article you sent me the night, and I actually don't think. I don't think that the two things that were mentioned in that article, I don't think it's that they're frightened to spend it, right? And I don't think that they're frightened. They're frightened of going the way of the other club across the Clyde. I don't think they're frightened of that. I genuinely just think, and I've said it repeatedly, I just think that there are limits of their individual and collective ability in terms of saying, how do we move this club forward? How do we realise the potential that this club undoubtedly has? How do we... I mean, next year, you no longer have automatic qualification for the Champions League. Hence why we need the players in the club that can get through the qualifiers.
That's exactly that.
There ain't no strategy. I just think you're, as I said back to you could just see it. You know, I don't know how many times I have seen it when you have sat in companies and a board of directors and you thought, you know what, you just don't know where to go with this. And that's what, don't think because you're dealing with lawyers and accountants here that for one fucking minute these guys have got a Scooby-Doo how to take you forward as a football club and emulate a Brighton or a Copenhagen. I would love to be. I'm just see the guy that for me crossed the line and gave Peter Lawwell abuse yesterday with his tone and his language. I wish he'd have made a constructive argument to Peter Lawwell in the proper manner.
Somebody like you bumped into somebody like you bumped into him yesterday, John. That, you know what I mean? There need to, you know, and fair play, because I mean I'm surprised he didn't have security about him. But I mean, he's an old man. When it push comes to shove, right? He's an old man walking to his motor and he's getting shouted at with guys. Fair play to him for even stoning and trying to interact with him. There's no need to give him that level of abuse. Do you know what I mean? When you had that chance to put across a kind of valid point that he maybe entered into a conversation with you.
Yep.
I mean, if you're balling shouting at somebody and calling him an arsehole, they're not going to stand there and have a decent conversation with you. I mean, he said, calm down. I get yourself to fuck or I'll get you fucking huckle.
I said on the banner page yesterday, even if what you're saying is right, when you say it in that manner, you're wrong. End of story. And where I grew up talking to a 70-year-old man in that manner, would I get you slapped? Never mind anything else, If it's something to say it, but articulate it the way it should have been articulated. No need for that. So I was disappointed. I thought I wish somebody had made a. I wish somebody had made that kind of constructive argument that you're not allowed to make at the AGM, and ask a question. You know, all the things we spoke about. What's our business plan? What's the aim here? Where are we trying to go to? Does the Ian Bank here agenda, is that still where we are? That there's no point in investing to compete in Europe because we can? Is that what we're doing here? What we're doing here? Because the nearest person that we've got at the club now that's got the remotest inkling is seeing things the way that we see it as fans is Brendan Rodgers.
I mean, the AGMs are just they're pointless. They're windy dressing. Do you know what I mean? There's no way you can vote. Do you know what I mean? You'd need one of the kind of major shareholders to start going against Desmond to start getting any kind of movement that we could vote any form of changing the board and stuff like that. And I mean, it's all you see them when you watch them and that. It's all the kind of lackeys are up asking the kind of set questions and stuff, and anything controversial gets just laughed off as a joke. There's nothing. I mean, it's like
I'd have more respect for the guy for said, Peter, you're the guys that were standing at the AGM last year cracking jokes about Rangers, and you know what? You nearly lost the league. You nearly lost the league because your recruitment was that bad. What are we doing about that, Peter? Where are we going here? What's the plan here, Peter?
But why are you asking Peter that?
Because he was talking to him. I think he's in the frame too.
When he was a CEO.
Absolutely. My questions are ever aimed at Michael Nicholson. You've got a CEO that can't talk to anybody.
He's a spineless, that boy. I mean, as I said, I've got no particular time for Lou. I like what he does in the financial side and for Celtic, but he kind of took over the de facto director of football role for the first time running that club. The team slowly declined, you know what I mean, until we get Ange in and it started getting back up. But that Michael Nicholson's just, for me, is he just a yes man? It just seems so spineless. I mean, see, I've said it before. Seeing Peter Lawwell walks in a room like Vince McMahon out of wrestling. Do you know what I mean? The big swagger. He's the man. No, but he is. And he's confident. That's how he's that tough a negotiator. That's one of the reasons that Celtic's get so much money in the bank is down to Peter Lawwell. And obviously and the fan put a lot of it in, but down to the advertising deals and the sponsorship deals will go. That's all down to PLL. Can you imagine can you imagine Michael Nicholson walking into the room and making that, I'm the man in this room? No, you are no, we'll be paying you that, we'll pay you that. Do you know what I mean? Michael Nicholson, I just don't imagine he's that. He's not got the personality to be CEO of a football club besides the Celtic.
Mark, I'm repeating myself, but if you've got a guy sitting there that was on the board for 10 years, why did they appoint Don Mackay? If Michael Nicholson was the man for the job, I think I'd have figured that out in 10 years working with him without having to go and appoint Don Mackay.
What do you think happened there with Mackay? I mean, there's two versions here. Right? One of the versions was that he wasn't up to the job. The contracts he gave, the kind of low release fees and stuff like that was part of the factor. But the other side of the coin is a lot of people said that he was in there and he was trying to rock the boat. Well, he was trying to do things and it was like, oh, no, we can't be having this kind of stuff. Even in G-Doc, nice to see you, mate.
I'll stand back and look at it, just like, subject it to the eye test. Is it that? And there was accusations of that he had low release fees. I think a lot of the Japanese players was caught in that, hence why a lot of these deals were renegotiated again. Did he have forward-thinking ideas that and wanting to take Celtic in a direction that the board just didn't want to go? What one do you think it was?
The way it's going on, John, I'm going for the latter one. It's something that the board didn't find. Aye. He thought he was going in there and realised that he had the kind of chance to, you know what I mean, move the club on and actually do some decent work. I mean, he's done it. I don't follow rugby at all, but if people were into rugby and that says he's done a fantastic job with rugby, he's back doing the same job for another rugby mob or so. I don't know, but he's doing a good job again. And the way it goes on, the more you see Nicholson and the stuff that's going on at Celtic, I really do. But I'm starting to lean towards the latter. He was maybe rocking the boat and trying to get things done that the other ones didn't want done. Evening, Snick. Sorry, mate, I didn't see you were in, mate. Thanks very much for coming in.
I think it's something. Was it?
1970, dog. Nobody's asking you to listen, mate. We're just having a blether. What are you on about? We'll get to talking about Celtic and Rangers game.
I said a few digs.
Aye.
He's saying there about, have a backbone, stick with your dislike of Rodgers, I'm thinking,
So you're absolutely delighted with the way Celtic's been landing now?
I don't know about...
Come on, do you want me to put the link in? You can come on.
Get him on. I don't know about 1976 talk, but my world has always got the potential for forgiveness and redemption in it.
John, as you said previously, see if we had anybody else in there last season, we weren't winning that league.
No chance. Rodgers. I'll tell you something. Angie's not winning that league last year, Terry.
No.
What he did manage with the Scottish press, the Green Brigade ban, the Israeli manager, the Abada bit, the good girl gate, the fucking red cards at Hearts, the siege mentality, all of the bud. See, I mean, that wee video they created, we'll write our own ending. We'll write our own narrative. Bawz like a rhino.
Exactly. None of us were over the moon when he left. And then when he was coming back, none of us were exactly over the moon. But as you said, we wouldn't have won that league last season if it wasn't for him. And then everything he's trying to do since he came in, you're taking a wee bit more shine to him and forgetting what happened. But again, we don't know the real reason he left previously. There was rumours it was a lot to do with Mr. Law and recruitment, and he wanted the players and wanted to progress, and he wasn't getting that. So if he never get the players in this transfer window and had to turn around and say, look, I can't take this club any forward, I'm not getting back, blah, 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 I wouldn't have had it against him. In fact, I think I had a lot Mirren if that was the case. But here's hoping he gets the players in and we keep progressing. But if Doc wants to come on and put his point across, it'd be brilliant.
Cherry, he said that Roger said the other day, he was asked a question specifically about how you managing and balancing your ambition and your frustration.
Yep.
That was a question he was asked, and he said, "Better this time, but I've been here before."
Mm-hmm.
So you're right. We don't know what happened the first time.
Aye.
But for whatever reason, he's come back, and thank goodness he's back. Because as I said to you, just as you've said there again, if he wasn't back last year, I don't think you're winning the league.
No.
And he's. I don't see many people having the balls to sit and call it the board, call it recruitment, and call it the club the way that Brendan Rodgers has done in his last couple of press conferences.
Mark.
Aye.
See him saying he's wanting to sort out this recruitment after it when the window shuts. What do you think he's going to do?
You know what I'm going to say, didn't you? I'm what he's going to be. Aye, get a director of football in. And even I mean that just even that would just take so much pressure off you, Rodgers himself. I mean, because let's face it, the guy must be under some amount of pressure. But he's trying. What we're talking about, he seems to be running the transfer system, the transfer recruitment, whatever you want to call it. He's still trying to train the team. He's still trying to get us ready for games. He's still, do you know what I mean?
Yep.
He's under. He's got some amount of workload that he doesn't need that. He needs to get, as I said, get a director of football and get the scouting and that restructured so that it's clear what's actually going on and get it working. Like for a club the size and the money that we've got.
I'm sorry, as I said earlier on, Mark, he's 180 degrees away from where he wanted to be when he said, "I want to coach the players that Celtic's recruitment structure and strategy should be able to give me." And he's sat in that seat, and then he said to think, you know what? The club can't do that, but I'm going to need to actually backtrack here. And he said
what I think you meant with that, John, is but that he's still part of that recruitment and that process, but no everything's doing to him. He's doing the manager part. He's saying, if we can get him.
He should maybe be some kind of rubber stamping bit once the system has put a list of players that are believable together. But he shouldn't be the man that's trying to identify them, find them, all of the above, coach them.
Talk to them and everything. Talk them into the moves and stuff like that. And then just say, right, Mick, you start talking about the money now, Mick. I've done every other fucking job with 3 men that every other club's got.
Yep. If he goes for a director of football, do you think he'll try and put Kennedy back in or offer or ask if he can do it?
I don't know.
I wouldn't mean it's not somebody I would want.
No, I know, but just who he wanted the last time. But see that as well. I don't want like Brendan Rodgers and the director of football to be best pals.
No.
You know what I mean? Obviously, you want them to get on, have a good, even just, you know what I mean? That thing, I'm not wanting like a job for the boys kind of thing. Because Brendan Rodgers does eventually leave. We've still got the director of football, and that continues a kind of planning. And, you know what I mean? That keeps the smoothness of the club going.
William Smith's in there. Brendan's come back older and wiser. Absolutely, there's no doubt. Something, I've no idea what it was, but there's something happened. Something happened between Brendan Rodgers leaving and coming back. He's come back a different man.
See, Greg always says that days as well.
Tell me.
He's different. And I don't know if it's because of the backlash he took when he left. If it's an effect or what, but Greg's always saying that to all us in the bus that there's a total change.
He's got an ego like the Clyde. You know what I mean? You know that.
Aye, that good Shane Bell was a bell.
Aye, the wee boy said to me in Shells, never trust an Irishman with a suntan, you know, it's just Scottish people and Irish people are just not meant to be that colour, But for whatever reason, he's got
I
an ego.
was going to say something there, but I'm not. I better know.
He's got an ego like the Clyde and the Gucci belt, and but he can read the room. The first. I mean, I told you the first game. And I always stand beside the Green Brigade, and the team come round the park, and Rodgers just shot right up the tunnel, and I'm thinking, right, good. Don't walk round the park because it's not your time yet. But by the end of the game, when we get to the Kilmarnock game, and everybody's singing "One Brendan Rodgers" again, he's as I said, the redemption's complete. So that ego, what you get with that ego is it's a trade-off, and he's also the man that's got the balls to manage everything he managed last year. Somebody said earlier on there, a couple of people say that many a lesser men with a caved in under the under what Rodgers dealt with last year. He's no daft, eh?
Well, look at the man. Look at the people that have come in at Ibrox and crumbled through the pressure under there.
Oh man,
You know what I mean? It went then what Rodgers put up with last year. Do you know what I mean? Look at Daft McBeal. We lasted months.
It's a mad.
Royce Patter looking down his nose at Scottish football, and he was going to. Do you know what I mean? He lasted months.
You look at things that Rodgers says. One, he didn't mean it that way when he apparently he was having a wee laugh at himself when he said, because I didn't like when he said that when he stood in the Celtic way when he came and he said, for the doubters, I'll see you back here in May. He said what actually informed that comment was the fact he said he was acutely aware that he was standing there and he was there the first time that he opened the stadium and there was 15,000 there, and this time there was about 200. So
yep.
It was acutely. I think that's what informed that. He's there's no doubt about it. I mean, when way that ego comes, a man that was able to say that and then say, if they tell him, Rangers are coming, he says, "Oh man, I've been here." He says, "I've had 5 every time I've been up here. I've played under 5 Rangers managers, and every time I've been here, they were coming." And then you're not even ahead in the league when he says, "You know what? We'll write a rain ending." No, I don't care. I don't care what you think of him. That takes balls. That takes a belief in yourself. That takes a self-belief for to have that. So maybe that's a trade-off. I can live with his ego if he brings that level of self-belief, and not only that, he brings that self-belief and he can transmit that to he transmits that to the players in the team as well, doesn't he?
And he's delivering it, John. Because imagine he came out and said all that last season and we'd lost the league.
That's
you know
right.
What I mean? That'd have been.
Aye.
There'd have been some amount of egg in his face. Do you know what I mean? The press would have had a field day with him all summer. It would still be, and even if he'd started half the season the way we have, it would still be happening about last season.
I mean, he said the
Scottish press. It shows you how even. Like, it's not just sound bites with him. He's not coming in here like a McBeal.
They were waxing
when the Scottish and just coming out with, do you know what I mean? Oh, we're going to do this, we're going to do that. He just says, wait and see. I'll see you in May. We'll write our own ending.
When the Scottish press was waxing lyrical about the Belgian Beal, he's got the balls to tell I've played against 5 Rangers managers. They've always been coming, and he says you're treating me. I don't know if you remember. He said you're treating me like a novice here. It was that point. It was almost embarrassing. They were treating him as if he was half daft during the season. It was. I know who looked daft at the end of the season. The Scottish media are Brendan Rodgers. It wasn't Brendan Rodgers, eh? So,
definitely.
I don't apologise to your man there if I've got a place for a bit of forgiveness and the potential for redemption in my life.
If there's no forgiveness and redemption, we wouldn't have had a Pope, John.
Absolutely. Every saint's got a past and every sinner's got a future.
Aye. That was another one. William Smith getting the 2-match ban for calling out the referee.
I knew what he was doing, William.
Oh, that was just absolute cuteness. It really is.
There was one word he wasn't allowed to say based on the rules was incompetence, and he used it. Brendan Rodgers doesn't say anything by accident.
No.
Nothing.
I've said that. I say it all the time on the podcast. joust it with the best journalists down in England, you know what I mean? But still, I've got some respect, do you know what I mean? Guys at the Times and stuff like that, they're still like real journalists will dig into stories and stuff like that. And they, I mean, I've said it as well, they all get trained for this stuff down in England. You know what I mean? For your young players to the manager, they all get courses and stuff how to deal with this and that. And even Rodgers is probably that kind of and these kind of things, and put your saying, John, that he doesn't say a word without thinking about it or knowing exactly what he's saying. He's probably the type of guy that will kind of study stuff like that. I mean, like Martin, I know was into going to watching murder trials and stuff. Do you know what I mean? He was into all that. Like the law stuff and like words, how words are used and all that kind of thing. Do you know what I mean? You get the same kind of vibe off of Rodgers.
If ever you get a chance to read his book, I've been everywhere I was. Somebody sent me on a management course. I've had more management courses than I've done. I say psychometric testing as well. You know, they would send you for psychometric testing. You see how
I think the school done that with me.
To see who your difficult person was.
They put an orange in a pool ball in front of you and tell you to peel the orange. You know what?
It's psychometric testing. You know, who's your difficult person? How to talk to you? How to deal with you? How not to deal with you? And it was actually bang on. It's actually scarily close.
It's weird how people can pinpoint all that stuff in it.
Because you're answering these, I can't remember how many 100 questions you're answering, they're just yes, no's. And there doesn't seem to be any correlation between that and the report they put at the end, which is a damn close synopsis describing you. But when I read Rodgers' book, it's like going on another management course. He's right into the whole psychology of things, eh? You know, it was like reading. There was actually more in the book. It was like reading a business management course than it was about absolute football. But you hear him talking about it. He's obviously for a guy that didn't play football at any level, but they tell me Steen wasn't brilliant either. He's obviously got a fantastic understanding of the game as well. He's a top class, no doubt about it. He's a top class. What's the word that's been getting bandied about all last season? Coach. He's an elite coach, no doubt about it in my mind.
Yep.
I mean, I don't think you'll ever get another top job like your kind of Real Madrid's or Barcelona. Do you know what I mean? Anything like that, or even like one at like Man City or anything like that. But when he leaves Celtic, he'll go in and manage big clubs. Definitely, do you know what I mean? It's even like Chelsea have gave everybody else a shot, but he knocked it. I mean, he turned him down to take the Celtic job.
He's got one chance. His one chance is, I think we're all realistic, you know. When I'm talking about Celtic's, what I think Celtic's potential is, and it saddens me that the board doesn't seem to have the same aspirations for the club that it has. I think we're all honest and ugly enough to know that winning the Champions League is a big ask, yeah. But it'd be nice to get in there and dish out a few black eyes and break a couple of noses.
Aye.
Do you know what I mean? And that's his chance. If he can get in there and dish out a few black eyes and break a few noses, who knows whose interest he could generate in himself, eh?
I mean, I'd actually like to think that Dermot Desmond's already talking to him about extending his contract.
I would think you would be right. I would like to think you would be right.
See, you touched on earlier, John. See your recruitment in this window. With a bit of forward planning, we need to have our team settled and ready again come the end of the season. We're playing the Champions League qualifiers. So a lot of what we do in this window in January is going to hinge on how we get on.
Absolutely.
How we get on later on for next season as well.
Absolutely, it's not just about what you do in the expanding Champions League this year. It's about what you put together and a year of playing together. Hopefully, means that you've got the quality in the team that you can, if you need to qualify, that you can qualify.
Yep.
Absolutely.
Would you, Marco, see with the boy, the Barca, what is it, Vela, his name? the
Aye.
left back, and we get the boy. Is it Engels?
Engels, aye.
Would you start any of them this weekend against their Hun?
Well, it depends when they come in.
Aye.
Do you know what I mean? If they come in, see if they come in tomorrow, and maybe
Yep.
a couple of days training, and see how they fit in and how they're going with fitness wise and stuff like that, and fit into the team. Maybe bring one of them on off the bench or something like that. But I would be surprised if any signings made this week start it on Sunday.
Yep.
Do you know, I'm just thinking there when you've asked that question there, I'm thinking to myself, right, I'm the Celtic manager, and the Sunday games arrive, and I'm compiling my team sheet. My first two names on it are Callum McGregor and Greg Taylor. You know, for all the players that you've brought in, probably Alistair Johnson then beside you as well, Big CCV, and you wouldn't object to taking Scales with you either, would you? And Schmeichel and goals.
AJ's looking a bit more solid as well, isn't he?
Aye. So
I can't watch him. I keep seeing. See, after you put that picture up,
Wait, I'm still going though. I'll stick it up. I should still have them on here.
It just every time I see him, though, that's just what I see.
Aye.
That's a ringer, man. He's like he's a class act.
So much for McGregor.
Did you see? Did you notice? I know, but she's just talking. When we're talking about AJ. Did you notice when Cal McGregor was talking yesterday in the after a match interview about it, about how when talking about Matt O'Reilly leaving, he's saying, the players come in and they get the chance to go to a higher level, stuff and that, and he says, but we try and make them feel comfortable, teach them about winning, getting that winning, and AJ standing next to McGregor like nodding his head, pure agreeing with everything he was saying, talking about how the players will come in. They get taught to play like Celtic way, and the winning mentality put into them through the players themselves. And you can see that AJ he's bought right into whatever's going on at Celtic. You know, you could just tell with the way he was acting. McGregor's just again, did you ever got to say there, Jerry? It's a bit a different player altogether than we've seen for the last big parts of last season at least.
Aye. Long may it continue, mate.
Something Celtic said. Made us be the first name in the team sheet. I was actually thinking I could see James Tavernier cowering in the bedroom yesterday.
I know.
You know, it's absolutely no. He earns his right to play there as well.
Evening, San Fran. Just while we see you there, bud. Evening, thanks for coming in. I mean, even they will start talking about the weekend's game of the Derby. I mean. Every single player at their club's up for sale. I don't care what they say. See, Butland, I'll be surprised if Butland's still there by the time the window shuts. Because
he'll be there.
No, they need money, right? And I mean, why did they sign that wee boy from Motherwell? He's went back there. He's left Motherwell and a Bosman to get back there to sit on the bench. No chance.
I just
every single player at Rangers, they need money that much to know. You expect the bids for Saudi? They believed all that shit about bids for Saudi Arabia for Tavernier and that. Give that Ben Davis. No, I mean, thank God we didn't get him when you see what he actually turned out like.
Unreal.
I thought at the start of the season last year that they had.
He's away out on loan. They didn't even get a penny for him the days out on loan.
I thought at the start of the season last year. They had the one position that they had a better player than us was in goal, but he fell off a cliff, and the heart came onto a game. And by the end of the season, I thought, you know, you've not got the better goalkeeper. And I tell you this season they definitely don't have.
No, you're spot on there.
See, I don't know why we're not even seeing it more often. We saw it with Celtic, and we even saw it with Kiev. The guy can't get down. He can't get down low. See, when there's a shot hit low into the corner, he struggles to get down quick for that.
Yep. You said he's
bottom
left, wasn't it? He said back to me.
That seems to be the most prominent one. But I've even noticed I've even noticed sometimes he struggles to get down to his right as well.
Aye.
But I mean, they're Tavernier. It was in the paper that he was got to be captain this season. Right? I expect him to be sold to Saudi Arabia for mega money, There's nobody wanting to give him the wages that he's on at Rangers. That's what their problem is. That's why they can't get rid of all the shite they've got. What happened with Morelos? You know what I mean? You're brilliant. You're a £20 million striker. His agents like gives a new contract for a £20 million striker then. And eventually they were paying that much money. Nobody was willing to even get near the match, even get near the wages they were getting. Tavernier's a mistake. He's the best paid player in Scotland, Tavernier. He gets paid more than any Celtic player, more than Cal McGregor, anybody. Tavernier, I mean, think about that. Oh, he's scored so many goals in that, but not even joking about that shit with penalties and that, but the guy's garbage. There's no, 1,000,000% you're trouncing him on Sunday. There's no doubt in my mind.
I love your confidence, mate. What about yourself, John?
I'm always confident with that with stuff, but do you know me, Jerry boy?
What are you thinking, John? Oh, he's disappeared.
It must be away somewhere. What's your team? What's your team for Sunday?
Well, same kind of back five as started at the weekend. It's the midfield and up front. I would start Kuhn on the right. Maeda's got to start on the left, and then up front I would start with Kyogo, and then you're going to have your Hatate, Calmac and Bernardo in there. What about yourself?
I would go with Kyogo up front.
Aye.
Even I mean, though struggling again to get the ball in the net, but he's played, you know what I mean? His movement and that will drag them ragged. He'll drag them ragged on it all day. Yep. And then even if they're struggling, get big Ida on it, you know what I mean? Finish them off.
Yep.
The back five picks itself, doesn't it? Just what I said earlier on there.
Yep.
You know, you get to Taylor. I thought Scales was the best out of the two centre halves at the weekend.
He
has been all season so far.
He was for the majority of last season as well.
Absolutely.
I mean, Scales, right? Scales isn't it? But through this with Starfelt as well. Do you know what I mean? Scales a brilliant, top-notch defender. No, but see if he was, he wouldn't be at Celtic.
You can actually see.
But Carter Vickers isn't this great, fantastic defender that people make him out to be either. It's an improvement on Carter Vickers. We need to play aside him. We don't need an improvement on Scales. We need an improvement on Carter Vickers.
I think he's obviously Rodgers sees the weakness as well. He's for me, he's releasing the ball quicker. He's passing through the lines quicker as well. Scales, he was better of the two centre halves, as I said on Saturday. I thought, maybe he's just going through a wee ropey patch. I don't think CCV's been his usual self. Mindfully, he was pushed off the ball the other week there as well. Remember?
Aye. Hibs and then the week after.
Aye. But I think if you look at Taylor and McGregor's my first two names in the team sheet, and I'm going way back to that game where all the players that we were looking to be available to go to Ibrox, the one player I was hoping was going to make it was Greg Taylor, and then goes off injured, and we bring Juranovic on and play him at left back, and the arse falls out of our world. I would have Greg Taylor, no problems playing Greg Taylor, no problem playing Scales. So Taylor, Scales, CCV, Johnson, boys on over it's about. And I'm delighted with the goalie you've got there. Kyogo's got to start up front. Kuhn's got to be in the right. Maeda's got to be in the left. McGregor's got to be in the middle of the park. Hatate and Bernardo. Yeah,
that's probably what it will be, won't it?
Yep.
Unless, as we say, maybe Engels or that comes in, the Mora and fits like seamlessly in.
It'll be really interesting to see what Rodgers can do with Bernardo. I think there's a player in there.
Oh, definitely. There's a player in there.
He's a big bit of a boy. See what you saying? He's a big bit of a laddie.
And know what kind of, right, I was a bit swithering with him last season, right? Because we didn't really see that much of him, right? But I wasn't sure. I just said I put my trust in Rodgers. If Rodgers wants him back, I'll be happy with it. But what kind of swung it with me was the goal in the cup final.
Yep.
He could have just easily went down in that centre circle and just got a wee easy foul.
Do you know the other thing, Mark? You know the other thing is, you're right, we didn't see a lot of him. But when did Rodgers trust him? In the Champions League games.
Mm-hmm.
Absolutely. And he didn't look out of place.
I mean, maybe it's down to stuff like that, John, as well. When we're maybe looking at like potential signings. It's like, I mean, it's like this boy from Barcelona, right? He came through the Barcelona, that Messiah, that Barcelona youth system, right? So even going with that, he's going to be a decent enough player for even at Scottish level. Do you know what I mean? You're not spending your youth in the Barcelona academy and that, and not being able to. It's like players in Scotland. You come out the Celtic academy, you're maybe not good enough for Celtic, but you're good enough for the majority of the rest of the teams in Scotland.
Back to Bernardo.
And Bernardo coming through like the Benfica system. Do you know what I mean? They're not bringing through anybody it's like Jota, a bit of a rough diamond. So Brendan Rodgers has maybe seen Bernardo just that. He sees a lot of, I can polish this into a diamond.
I think we should be confident that if Brendan Rodgers has worked with Bernardo for a year, up close and personal, and secondly, he's willing to splash, or he's willing to sanction the board and say, "I just go for it." What do we pay for him? Don't know what we paid for him. Is it $4.5 million or something? We paid for him?
3.5. End up it. Aye.
He sanctioned that, and he's worked with him for a year, and he's sanctioned them coming back again. That I think that should give us a comfort that Rodgers knows what he's bringing back. I think having worked with him for a year, he knows what he's got, and whether that's potential as well.
Yep.
Quite disappointed to hear what Bobby.
Yeah, idea, mate.
No.
Yeah, idea. I'm not sure.
But I mean, it's, and see as well, see all this talk, it seems to be a lot of it on social media and that. People were like, we're no any better after we were at the end of last season. Did people say that when Bully, St. Carter, Vickers and Jota? And
I think
the only other decent player they could throw into that window was Aaron Moy, which I swither about. He was a good wee stopgap. I don't think he's as great as everybody says. But just done what we done then. We just said, well, we're just the exact same as we were last season.
See today, I think recruitment's been massively disappointing up to this week. The very fact the league started and we're a couple of weeks away from the Champions League and we're just bringing players are massively disappointment. But I'm still grateful that Rodgers has said no in January to potentially a list of players. I think no, we were here in the summertime again. I don't want more journeymen. I need what you said last week. I need power. I need pace. I need penetration. I need quality. I don't need. Don't give me fucking 8 apprentices here. Just no. I'd rather have nobody. Let me go and look myself.
Maybe that's one of the things that's going on this summer. That's the digs that he's getting in.
Absolutely.
They're coming to me with players and I'm like, no, that's not who I'm looking for. I want Engels. I want, you know what I mean? I want this and I want that, whatever.
Mark, do you think Engels would be coming to the club if Brendan Rodgers wasn't there?
Probably no.
Do you think the Celtic board would have went and splashed out the thick end of 10 million on Engels? No chance. After spending the best part of 10 on either, no chance. Rodgers is Rodgers' ball here, and that's the good news. It's no lawyer and accountant's ball. It's a football man's ball. It's no ideal. It's no ideal because that recruitment strategy and structure should be in place. But it's
better than what we've seen the last 2 windies. That's
absolutely.
a definite fact.
Absolutely.
Do you think there's any substance to the Edward rumours, Marco?
I can only see something like that happening if Kyogo was going to leave.
Aye. Especially after spending that in the Ida.
Aye. Would you accept that?
But
replacing after the way you left in that, I know a bit.
I remember offering to run
Edward down onto London Road to get a taxi, because my memory was he played at Ibrox and he'd kind of half down tools. Unless my memory's playing tricks on me.
Aye.
It's like just no. See,
You need to come back. You need to sign the Mora. No, in fact, you need to sign Friday night, play in the weekend, score a hat trick, and then we'd forgive him. Possibly. You're a hard man, Jerry. You're a hard man to please.
Now they go, mate.
Aye, my good lady's got a great line. She always, I'm probably a wee bit guilty, being a wee bit melancholic maybe, and looking backwards. And she always says to me, John, don't look backwards. You're not going that way. No, sticks. That's a kind of good bit of advice, isn't it?
Yep.
Don't look backwards. You're not going that way. How many times have we brought players back? Has it really worked?
Exactly.
I just think.
Hopefully, this boy from Barcelona's not this KT talk coming.
And there's another one. You can't eat. I'm not for eating yesterday's dinner, eh?
Mm-hmm.
KT as well. That one makes me weep when I see it. I really didn't heart me, guy, but he had his time, eh? Had his time. Paid his money and took his chance. Went that was then. This is now, and that's before you discuss the injuries. Just no. Because I seen somebody talking about was maybe the wee Spanish boy a stopgap to tear his contract runs out. One, I don't think anybody that thinks that the Celtic board have got that level of imagination's flattering themselves.
Well, the story was he was getting released this week, wasn't it?
Talk you're getting released.
Which I'm telling you now, I don't think I can't see Arsenal releasing him while he's injured. That's a bit sick, is it? No, who harms with? I mean, his rehabilitation. Who takes care of that?
What was it? Was it his calf or his knee, his hammy, or what went?
I've not got a clue. Anybody in the chat actually know what injury it was KT got?
He went down holding his calf, but somebody told his hammy, but somebody told me it was his knee. Then somebody else said it was his calf. Which, if it's his hammy, he'll not actually be that far away from maybe coming back to training.
Well, Arteta said, I saw Arteta saying maybe last week was it? I was looking into it, came up again about him, and Arteta said he's a couple of weeks back for starting training. So I was like, how would he even pass a medical anywhere?
But if they release him now, it means he can get into he'll be able to sign for a team after Friday. But if they've still got him signed come Friday, then he's stuck there to January at least.
Aye, but Arsenal's covering all the bills. They released him.
Granted, but if they're going to release him, they would need to pay up some of his contract or come to some agreement. They're not just going to say, "Look, there's the door, catch you later." They would need to pay up some of his contract. I think
it's a bit scummy. Would you like Celtic to release a player while he's sitting there just coming back for a long-term injury?
Well, they've kept James McCarthy on for however many years. And God knows what's happening to him, but no, I don't think
he's meant to be signing for Hearts.
I read that in the chat or the Discord. Somebody saying it was going to sign with Hearts. Good luck. It'll take him a bit the rest of the season to get him fit.
Him and Craig Gordon together.
Oh. But no, I don't know. I don't know KT's situation. He might want to get released so that he can try and get games. I just don't know.
I mean, the team that he was at in loan in Spain, they were looking for another loan from him, but they wanted like an option to buy from this time.
Right.
But I mean, I don't know. But I think Chief Arsenal released him. I think it would be. I think KT could struggle to actually fund a club if he ended up going a free, because he's at a decent level. His ability should be playing at top. We know that. I mean, I thought when KT left Celtic, I thought it was a stepping stone for him. Do you know what I mean? I thought a year time he would end up at one of the mega clubs. Do you know what I mean? And obviously it's injury problems and that. So even, I mean, it's like, see if Arsenal released him, for me, you're talking like a bottom of the league, Premier League team, take him on just as a gamble to see if he can get back to any kind of fitness.
I think it's just a no for me. It's no harm in the boy, but you know, it's almost for the club just to put a marker down and say, you know, see if you leave, you're not coming back. That's the bottom line. It's just a no for me.
Because do you know what's going to happen for the next 10-year date on that forum? Matt O'Reilly. I think we could get Matt O'Reilly up for Brighton. I think we could get him back and stuff. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Not going to happen. He's jumped.
No, but
But
that's what will happen. But it still happens. You read it yourself on the forum, ex-players. I mean, the guys still go on the forum mentioning what about Paddy Roberts, what's he up to and stuff like that.
Aye, okay, no kicked his arse since he left.
Well, he's been on. I think he's played like last season. I think that's probably the most consistent season he's had for was with us. I mean, I love wee Paddy Roberts. That was my type of winger. Do you know what I mean? I like wee tricky.
I mean, see me thinking I'm going down. I mean, I remember that name just sticks with me. You remember they used to give the scores. I used to come up. Mind the wee guy that you could tell what the score was before he told you because of his tone. Do you remember that? Celtic 3.
Aye.
Rangers.
Aye.
Rangers 1. Mind you see that. You remember? Do you remember that? Aye. A draw was quite good as well. Celtic. Now, St Man. No. You knew it was a draw today, eh?
Yep.
4-4. East 5-5. East 5-5.
Apparently that never actually happened. East 5-5, 4-4. But Brighton and Hove Albion is just a name that sticks out. I mean, who is Brighton and Hove Albion? Have you ever been in Brighton? It's got a conservative club in every corner and a care home in every second corner. It's fucking dire. It's a dire place. I was there working for 3 days and nobody even spoke to me. I don't think they knew what I was saying right enough, but it's Blue Rins Brigade City. It's just it's a Tory heartland as well, eh? It could be. Big Sutton said today, he says, I don't care what MD said, he's maybe earning more money, but he's downgraded clubs massively.
I think how much he's got to be playing, what the stadium he's got to be playing in. What's the average attendance, Mark?
So I think our average attendance is about 22,000. I read on Twitter, I'm sure.
Aye.
I think a lot of Matt O'Reilly's thinking has been due to the international snub.
Dear Brian said it's only us that talk to you, JFB. That man's got no respect for my sensitivities and my feelings.
That's not like you, Brian. You're usually all about the love, mate. What's happening?
No, I'm not feeling. I'm needing a cuddle after that.
Aye. What were you saying, Mark? There.
What did I say there?
Aye, you were talking about the downgrading who they're only 22,000 in their stadium and then Big Sutton.
Aye, Big Sutton says he's massively down. He's maybe earning there. He's maybe playing in the Premier League, but he's down great. You think about in his time. I was thinking about this today. You know, he went to. He goes and plays in Italy. He's got 60,000 there every week. He goes and plays in Italy and goes and sees the Pope, and then he goes to America last year and gets to the White House. You're thinking, I don't see Brighton doing that.
Maybe we'll get to meet Kylie Minogue.
Right, you've lost me with that one, right? Right, explain.
Oh, Brighton no got a pure mad high gay, is it not like that kind of place? Do you know what I mean?
The pier.
A big gay scene kind of that gay club and stuff.
Jabba had messaged us about it.
Aye, Jabba's been to it a few times. Aye.
Thatcher didn't like it.
That's what I was. Thatcher definitely was the keen on Brighton.
Oh, I was thinking that you were talking, but I never wanted to say it.
I was waiting. I was talking someone. I
was in a pub in Derry one time. There was a Celtic scarf up on the wall. and it said it was a Thatcher scarf, and it had born, and the date was on it. Born, and the date of her birth, and it says, I'm not allowed to say this on there, I'll get to jail, won't I?
Nah,
Born, and it says,
who you want?
it says died, and the date she died, and it said sadly missed. And I'm thinking, what the
I got a picture of Brighton.
sadly missed is a Brighton date. And of course, I thought that was shocking, just in case I get to jail.
Did you get a picture?
Sadly missed in Brighton.
That's what I was saying about Matt Riley. I think what he's thinking in this is come down to the international snub there.
Aye, I think so too, mate.
You know what I mean? Was that Holberg for Spurs or something that he's placing in the squad? I thought he was about 40, but Mikey said he's not that old. But Matt Riley should have been in that Denmark squad 100%.
Of course. I agreed. I think that's what his main thinkings, or his main reason behind it's been, is that snub. You there?
Aye, I'm just having a wee scroll through the chat to see who's getting said.
I definitely think it was that getting stubbed for the Euros there, mate, that's fueled him for leaving. But who cares? We move on.
Aye, definitely. And for me, I think that we Nick Kuhn, I think he'll fill that Matt Riley shaped hole in my heart this season.
Aye, he started the season fantastic.
Aye.
See how he does on Sunday against Derhun. But he should.
You're thinking, if we win on Saturday and Sunday, sorry. Your man, the Belgian Bill, said that he's no coming to part the bus. He's also learned that term since he came.
Aye.
We win on Sunday. I'm telling you, it's a matter of time before the seagulls start calling the trawlers and the dogs are barking at the caravan.
Aye.
I've said that, John. I said he'll not see Christmas.
He'll not be.
See if they do that first game of the season. I said he's not going to see October, November, because as this game coming up, we're going 5 points clear to get put out of the Champions League and all that carry on. They're no wider fans are they're losing Sunday, and that's their season there. It really is. There's no other way. If I was a Rangers fan, they'll maybe get a good run in the cup, they'll maybe fluke a cup, they'll maybe win a cup, but as far as the league goes, and as far as even Europe probably goes when they go out against the Champions League, if they're losing Sunday, their season in the league is over with.
I don't think
5 games in and they're 5 points behind us.
I said to you last season, if we beat him, if we win the league and we go and he comes to Celtic Park in the first game of the season, he loses again. He'll not see Santa Claus in Scotland, and I think when you see the fact that I said to you last week, I don't think he'll manage them again at Ibrox, and I'd put a fiver on that if I was a betting man, and I had a fiver. I don't think he'll manage them again. I'll be disappointed. I was massively disappointed when the London Barra boy left. And a bit where I get quite relaxed, because when I saw the Belgian Bill getting appointed, I thought, you know what, they've actually appointed a manager here with a decent CV. But Christmas cracked it for me. At Christmas time when he was going on about the penalty, it was offside foul,
Aye, he lost the first interview he gave after we beat him. He lost the plot and his mask slipped in. I think I voted for that. He's actually just another nutcase.
What bit getting here, Phil? It was last Friday. And then
see you later, Brian.
Repeatedly asking
good night, Brian. Thanks for coming in again, bud.
Repeatedly asking the interviewer, so did the best team win? You're thinking, okay, right, you've lost it. And then we get a celebration, a 3-each draw at Ibrox that probably was the result that lost them the league. because they needed to win that. And then Rodgers makes a comment that we were going to have fun in the Glasgow Derby, and I think that was apparently that was a reference to Jock Stein. Jock Stein said the players have to wear their overalls all week, but they get to take them off and just have fun on a Saturday. I think that was the context.
You mentioned that before, aye.
Yeah, I think that was the context that Rodgers made the statement, and then man, he was going to have fun. All of a sudden, the Belgian Bill was going to have fun. And when I saw him, it takes a lot to get me a redneck. I don't take myself seriously enough, I think, to get a redneck. Sometimes you look back over your life, you think of some of the things you've said and done, and you can get a redneck. But I couldn't end the day that would get me a redneck. But see, when I seen him walking or stepping over the barrier at Hampden last week with the full team, and
you get the same hairdo as him too, John, didn't you?
Trying to emulate our cup final celebration in an empty Hampden with the 50 onion bears that was left in the stadium. I had a redneck, and it's not like me to get a redneck like that.
It's just so cringe, isn't it? Aye, but that's what the other folk clubs just cringe. Absolutely no self-awareness. I watched a video. I don't know if I did send you, John. You came into my head, and it was, who was the director they had? Was it a guy called Murray? But he looked a bit like Colin Hendry, and he's talking about how Craig White should get done for murder for killing Rangers. Do you know how? I'm trying to think of it, and I'll send it on to you later on. But I mean, it just shows you the levels of.
You know, I'm going to take one criticism, and I loved Rodgers' interview when he said this is not a Rangers and Celtic thing, this is a Celtic thing with a ticket allocation, right? And he knows he stopped one line short. He's saying, I'm the reason there's no Celtic supporters at Ibrox. He fucking knows he is. Edward's goal is the goal that ends Celtic fans going to Ibrox, but you know that's all started on that. That's all started on that follow forum. But see,
a crackpot on that came up with the idea. They were that pissed off with watching Celtic win the Ibrox. We need to cut their allocation, and it snowballed from there. And the fans put them under that much pressure that they done it. But that's where it all started. Some daft crackpot on that follow.
I need to think about this. I've not thought this right through yet, so don't quote me on this. But if I'd have been on the Celtic board 2 weeks ago, with the knowledge that they haven't even submitted a planning application to do the necessary safety works at Ibrox, and also sitting with the knowledge that we don't even know that when we play them at New Year that they'll actually be at Ibrox, there's a bit of me would have let them in. There's a bit of me would have let them in to watch us pump them on Sunday. Even in the knowledge that we would be potentially they would be able to reciprocate come January.
Nah, I couldn't care less with them in again. Wouldn't have let them in.
I know, Jerry. You know, there's a big bit of me feels the same way. I suppose you know, I actually kind of Ireland's grand. I think I've said this to you before a couple of years ago. Ireland's grand. I followed Celtic all over Europe.
Evening, Greg. Thanks for Greg's been up swimming in some lot, but aye, that was him, Alistair Johnson. That was his name. That director I'm talking about. Aye. Sorry to interrupt you there, John. On you go.
The one game he wouldn't go. It was a game against them, and I was actually getting to that point where I was actually thinking, you know, I don't want to listen to these. I don't even want to see, you know. But to counteract that argument, the no away fans needs to help in Scotland. Somebody needs to get a grip of this here. St Mirren empty seats other day, their Hibs other week, their empty seats. They've detracted from the spectacle. Scottish football's not got a lot. Scottish football's not got a lot going for it as it is. But, you know, I don't think there's anything in the world like Scottish football for shooting itself in the head.
John, I can't understand it because it's not as if these stadiums are getting packed out. They're massive gaps. So these wee teams are shooting themselves in the foot. They know that they could increase the allocation when Celtic are away, especially us, but I dare say when they go to away grounds as well, they could increase the allocation and they'd be confident of selling out. I mean, I don't know how many times boys are trying to get tickets for away games. It's brutal. But yet then you go and watch a game on TV and there's massive spaces over the camp. I just don't understand how these wee teams don't sell more tickets to the away team. I know it would upset their season ticket holders. We need to move them, but if it's generating extra cash for the club, then I don't understand the problem.
I've said this before when we've spoken about this over the years. See, for me, like going to see St Johnstone, we're going to St Johnstone. See St Johnstone, they tell their season tickets, look, see when Celtic and Rangers come, you're going to give every single one of you put you on, earn the snobby seats, you'll get a free programme, you'll get a free pie and pies. Do you know what I mean? Make it worth our while to move seats so that we can sell out the rest of the ground. And see if the people don't want to do it. Well, look, this could be the difference between us signing a new player in the summer or no. We're trying to maximise our income. We're trying to offer you an incentive just to move. It's only for 4 games a season and you're getting a chance. But nobody will even do after the game. If you hang about for 10 minutes, quarter an hour, half an hour, there'll be a wee meet and greet with some of the players. You can get a wee autograph and a photo. Do you know what I mean? Things like that to make it worth their while. And plus, it's getting the club more and more money in. It's like what I've said as well. Let's talk about building the Celtic end at Celtic Park. People are sat there for years in that, blah, blah, blah. I'll not be moving. Right? You can move. If Celtic wanted to do it, they own the seat. You don't own that seat. They can say, we're doing this. If you want to move, we'll help you move. But see the south, see when people say extend the south stand in that, I wouldn't do that. I would just do it up and make it hella fancy. And then see these guys that don't want to move, you offer them a season ticket for the next 5 years in the new stone with all the fancy stuff that goes with it. Make the south stand just totally corporate, just a money-making machine. And that'll free up that bit behind the goal to make the big standing section.
Yep.
That's the kind of way I would think it. Just give fans incentives and we're all dates. You know what I mean? We're all arseholes. I mean, you tell somebody, look, you move over there for this. Imagine somebody said to you here, you want to move your seat, and then every season you'll get a signed top off a player that your favourite player that year. Most Celtic fans would do you know what I mean? Offer people stuff to do stuff and they'll do it. That's the way it's human nature.
Yep.
But the way that what you're talking about when you put the game on and there's one wee stand bouncing with Celtic fans and then you look at the home stands and they're all dotted about and just sitting there. It's pathetic. It doesn't, and what you said on the television, it just backs up the kind of tin pot like tag label that our games picked up, doesn't it?
Aye, 100%. Yep.
You want to feel off your seat, I think.
No, I'm here. No.
What about that pass by Schmeichel yesterday? I
know. I've said that. I've said he'll create a couple of goals for us this season, his distribution. And the speed we've got up front with Maeda and even wee Kuhn doing that. Aye, definitely.
It's like having another centre half.
With Schmeichel playing. He's certainly a damn sight more comfortable with the ball at his feet.
You're not that nervous when the ball gets back now.
I know.
But the ball was going back to Hart, I was always thinking, oh no, here we go. Just launch it, you just get it away. Give it to somebody that can play. But when the ball goes to him, you're confident. And then I couldn't believe it. What a pass.
They must be absolutely terrified at the coming to Celtic Park on Sunday.
Aye.
You know, they must be. I said this last year. There's no doubt in my mind. Celtic winning the league last year done them more damage than the 10 in a row would ever have done them.
I think you're right, Sean. I think you're right.
Massive. You know, when they were they were obviously spending money. We knew they were spending money they didn't have last year because they needed to win that league. Thanks to the Celtic board, they nearly did. But they didn't.
But it's like when they stopped their 10 in a row. They flung every penny, they flung the kitchen sink at that, and it worked. Fair dues. A lot of it was down to the Lennon stuff. A lot of it was even the smell of the glove. Nice to see you. A lot of it was down to Lennon. A lot of it was down to no fans in and the COVID stuff and things like that. But that was it. That was their plan. We talk about Celtic being a long-term plan, John. But their plan was we stop that, and they managed to do it. And then they thought, right, what have we got to do now?
They went.
Do you know? That's basically for me again what happened to them last year. They flunked everything they had winning that league because of the automatic Champions League stuff and that. I don't care what people say about all this steel getting held up and stuff like that. Whether it even down to asbestos, whatever, and that the stand at Ibrox, that came down to money. This hot dogs came down to money, name having available money.
I don't think anybody's telling you just how bad a way they're in. As I said last year, winning the league was their last throw of the dice. It was probably the second last. But the last one was qualifying for the Champions League this year. Yep. And this is a bit. That's about in terms of incompetence. They just take it to new levels. You know, they were the one ace they had. I said that to Mark. The one ace they had in their pack was Ibrox as a bear pat, in terms of qualifying for the Champions League, and they fucking dropped that ace as well and ended up playing at Hampden. That they had to re-turf. That's cost them money. They reckon they lost about $6 million in revenue, even the friendlies in the summertime. It just it beggars belief that, I said that to you the last time, if I'd been sitting in the room and they said to you, listen, how many sites you own in a year? I'd say, I don't know, maybe 100. On average, what percentage of projects are usually delayed? I'd say, maybe about 90. Aye. You think somebody would be there to say, you know what, we're not touching that stand for an extra 600 seats in it.
Aye.
It just beggars belief. The one ace they had, they surrendered. Apologies for the use of that word, but they surrendered that ace so easily.
Especially for the Champions League gamble.
Absolutely.
Because I mean that Dynamo Kiev, I expected him to be a lot better, to be honest, but I don't know what whether the politics is affecting their who they can sign and stuff like that. I don't know, but if they played Dynamo Kiev at Ibrox, they'd have beat them.
Aye.
I think
they'd have went through against them. If they took them to Ibrox, they'd have went through in that Champions League qualifier. I get no doubt my head about that.
That's the one thing you could learn off of them. Ibrox is an absolute bear pat. This piping fucking Barcelona up the Celtic way needs to stop. We need to. I'm not saying. No. I mean, Ibrox is probably angry because they're angry. We're just as angry as them, but Ibrox is certainly a more intimidating bear pit stadium than Celtic Park is by a long way.
It's too much a gala and party. Do you know what I mean? I've said this. I've said it in private teams. I've said it on the podcast. I've said it to other folk. I don't like Celtic or even like the Green Brigade or that to get down the following kind of mental Turkish kind of. You know what I mean? Absolute bedlam carry on, because that's just going to cause a shitload of problems for a lot of people. Do you know what I mean? So I'm not talking about that, but it's like I love playing at Celtic Park, great atmosphere, brilliant atmosphere. There's a difference between having a great atmosphere and an intimidating atmosphere. You've got to make it make a bit more toxic rather than just have this kind of party. As you said, the stuff in Barcelona for years that gave me the boke. They pictures of Messi and that in the trophy room and all this palaver and that. You're like, oh God, man. And you want players to come and say, oh, it's what an atmosphere at Celtic Park, but it's right intimidating. You know what I mean? You want it.
You want to recreate the atmosphere that you recreate against them when you're playing them. That's what you want to recreate.
Aye. Get it a bit more like that. Like approach these big European games more as if it is a derby game, and get it a wee bit toxic and maybe a wee bit more fired up rather than just, oh, look at us, we're in the Champions League again, getting for pants pulled down and getting paid millions for it.
Yep.
I've started this podcast, I've said it. Celtic's get and this season, this window with the new formats are biggest example of it. I'll be happy enough to get in there and make a fist of it and try and do something. I'll be happy just to be like some old hooker in Buchanan Street.
Mark, that's why
get my pants pulled down for the money.
I know I'm a broken record in terms of my criticism of the board, but that's why fanning about it in the last week of the window is even more unforgivable for me. Is never have you had a greater opportunity than this reformatted Champions League, and the fact that you're going to have to qualify next year. These are all reasons it should have been discussed at board level, and you should be saying, listen, we need to assemble the best team we can here and give Brendan the quality he needs to do what we can do in this Champions League and be ready to qualify for the next one. That's the forward thinking strategy and the business plan. I'm just not seeing.
I mean, this might sound a bit controversial, but maybe next season maybe be better if we don't qualify for the Champions League and get a run at the Europa League. Maybe we have a better chance of getting, you know what I mean, getting to the later stages of that. And if they can get to the final, can we know? I mean, the thing about it is, how's the seed? We'll need to get Bawz to look into if even that's worked out. How's the seeding stuff in that work without next year? I mean, maybe Celtic only need to play one qualifier against some Diddy team if we seed it. Do you know what I mean? You don't know.
Yep.
Let's not. 100%. Aye, definitely. But I mean, let's not be kidding. A lot of us were in fault. This automatic place has been lost. We've shot ourselves. I mean, we laugh and joke about the Huns can get to the finals. We'll rack up. We'll take the coefficient points in that. But it's not right. It's still not right that Celtic's mucked it up. Do you know what I mean with the coefficient?
Absolutely, Mark. You're bang on again and again. The very fact that automatic qualification goes away is just a factor of your lack of ambition and failure to invest as well.
Mm-hmm.
Do you know, it's you are where you are through your own hand. You know, it's that's what I don't see that kind of forward thinking in terms of the ambition that I would like to see. I'll be interested to see where we get to. To me, Rodgers is just sticking plaster all over the place, and you know.
It's going to he's juggling that many plates to now and just trying to get us through this clusterfuck of window.
But it's short-term sticking plasters. It's like, you know, you're wiping my nose, but you're not telling me why I'm keeping getting the cold. You know what I mean? It's where's the realization that the model isn't working?
Well, got at board level.
Yes.
Well, did they know it's not? Did they realise it's not working? Did you know what I mean? What we were talking about earlier, John. Is there anybody on that board with a vision to take a modern? I mean, these guys have been here for how many years? They're all old men. They've all been on that board for 15 years, and there's not one young voice on there that's even got a kind of modern knowledge. Even the modern game is it's like a supporter. If you get what I mean. I'm not meaning getting a clown like me in the boardroom, but I'm talking about somebody that's a younger guy that's sitting right at whatever job level you need to be to get on the Celtic board, but it's actually out there sitting with the fans and here's what the fans are saying and sitting there and thinks to yourself, Celtic should be doing this, should be doing that, and should be doing this. There's nobody on that level on the Celtic board. They're all just old men that just, I'm on the Celtic board, like some old wee cliquey lodge club, bowling club thing.
But that's what I'm saying. I keep coming back to the same point. Is it what's the greatest thing you know? Is it I know I don't know? Mind you been asked that? I know I don't know. I know I don't know. I always knew when I didn't. I know what I don't know, and I always knew where I could go and ask somebody that was better than me at something. And the bit I don't get is why they're not going to a Copenhagen or not going to a Brighton and saying, any chance we can look at your model here, eh? What are you doing here? They could have followed fucking Matt Riley into Brighton and say, can we look at this, you know?
I don't think Davy Weird let us near him. Davy Weird no in charge of all their transfers.
But if you don't know that you don't know, you're not going to know.
I mean, it's like even Dermot's son, is it Ross?
Yep.
Right, he's meant to be the next once Dermot. I don't know where Dermot's going to go, up, down, sideways, or just boat in a fancy boat somewhere, never to be seen again. But it's meant to be Ross that's taking there, right? And he's meant to be a right into Celtic, and he wants the best. Again, he wants the best we can be, and he's want to run it more modern than that. But get him, apart from just letting him turn up to cover his dad's arse at an AGM, get him on the board, mate. Get him on the board. Let's see what Ross can do, because he's got to. Even if he's got ideas, at least it's ideas. Do you know what I mean? It's got to be better than the ideas that we've got now, which is just chugging along. Like, I keep harping on about this director of football. Celtic are the only club I know, like in a top league, that's got a director of football or a sporting director or whatever kind of that title they want to give them, technical director, anything like that. We don't have one. Every team's got them. Man City's got one. Do you know what I mean? Barcelona, Real Madrid, every club in the world's got a director of football that does the director of football job, and Celtic just don't. And until that is sorted, Celtic's always going to be like this. I said that. I mean, this is my 15th year doing the 15th season. Like I started doing the forum and that, and you have known me that long. How long have I been on about this for?
Yep.
Day one, it was just you needed to modernise. We modernised the sports science under Ronnie and stuff like that, but we still didn't modernise who the guy above it that's in charge of all of that and just looks after all of that day to day, month to month.
There's some friends saying the same thing too. You know, Benfica seem well run set up. I mean, if I was in the board, I'd be looking at clubs that don't have the turnover that we have, like a Copenhagen, and thinking, how come these guys are making a bigger impact? What are they doing that I'm not doing?
Mm-hmm.
What do they know that I don't know? But that's going to come to the point that you've got to realise that you need to know what you don't know, and I just don't see that there.
And the only person at the club that could do that would know is the manager, and he's doing the job with 3 or 4 men, you know.
Absolutely. Somebody said, I heard somebody said he's even telling them how to put in the menu and the rest. I think you've just about got to that point. I don't know when he's sleeping. He's fingers in that many. His fingers in that many pies, eh? Has Brendan Rodgers' job to coach the players? Get them ready for next Sunday?
I know. Something that's just the same thing. And I said at the end of last season, even before we won the league, right? And I always thought we would win the league. I said, and even if we do, I said it doesn't paper out the cracks that's still going on behind the scenes at Celtic.
Absolutely.
I said that. I said the same problems will arise during the summer.
Yep.
And just as we both said all night, and that just thankfully it's Brendan Rodgers that's steering the boat now.
If Brendan Rodgers if Brendan Rodgers goes away either this season or at the end of his 3 years that he said he would be here for, right? And I don't think I've got a strange feeling that Brendan Rodgers has got a longer plan than that. Maybe I'm wrong, but if Brendan Rodgers leaves, you're back to square one here, because you're back to all you've got at board level, and your next guy that comes in is not going to have balls as big as Brendan.
I mean, I'd like to think that, as I said it earlier on, I'd like to think that Dermot Desmond's even been in Rodgers' ear a wee bit about extending his contract.
Absolutely.
And I'd like to think that if Desmond's done that, then Rodgers would, for a wee bit of leverage, said, well, Brendan, back me. That's how to keep me here. You back me and I'll stay. Imagine Celtic went out and spent, say, £25 million, £30 million this week on the 4, 5, whatever players it is that we seem to be really in for. Right, as players were up there and we'd all agree that the board, we'd have to agree that the board's done well, and we'd be delighted that Brendan was there to get to pick the players, whatever. But then it comes to the case here, what do we do now? We can't keep going on like this. We can't just keep relying on Rodgers doing this, but to the same extent then, again, going back to the contract, Dermot Desmond says, right, we've done that. What about we announce you for a new contract next week? You know what I mean? That would just, imagine Celtic went out and smashed it this week in the transfer window, and next week announced a new 4, 5 year contract for Rodgers. Because that would, what I'm saying there, it would show you, right, what we're saying, John, Jerry, the board or whatever, Dermot Desmond, have listened to Rodgers.
Yep.
And done what he wanted. So we've done that, Brendan. So now you show us more, kind of gives it back. We've showed you we'll keep backing you as long as you're going to be here. You let the fans know that you're always going to be here guiding the ship for them.
He certainly looks like a man to me. I mean, there's Celtic saying the same thing. Brendan, director of football. Aye, for me, and a seat in the board maybe in time. I think he brings more to the. I said the other week there, he brings more to the party than. You can get accountants and lawyers anywhere. They're 10 a penny. Do you know?
Just on that subject, Peter Law's daughter's an accountant.
No.
Did you know that, John?
His daughter's an accountant.
Aye. John just fell off his chair.
He works for that claims mob. Does she know Hingy Brown?
Is that who she works for? I don't know.
Whatever the claims one.
Is it a lawyer? Is she a lawyer? I thought it was an accountant she was.
No, I thought she was a lawyer for one of the...
Maybe she's got more than one daughter. Maybe she's got more than one daughter then. I don't actually.
I thought it was Digby Brown or somewhere like that she worked.
I think just when we're talking about like Rodgers for director of football, stuff like that, even at that, it's good that we've got people like even going back to the days of Martin O'Neill. Do you know what I mean? Football people that are Celtic fans that Dermot Desmond's got their ear. Do you know what I mean? To lean on, even if Rodgers does leave, he could always be welcomed back. You know what I mean? See, supposing Rodgers left in 2 years' time, went and managed in Spain for 3 or 4 years and came back as director of football, we'd all be delighted with that, wouldn't we?
So why don't you put him on the board? See, if Celtic was your business, would you put Brendan Rodgers on the board?
No, they know.
No?
No, you can't put a manager. Yeah, you can't put the manager of a club on the board.
Says who?
I just said that.
I just think you want to nail his feet to the ground. You know, the one thing he showed as well, he's somebody say he's a Celtic man, isn't he? He's a football man and he's a Celtic man. That's Ian's right there, Roger. He
Why not
put side out.
Why not point Martin O'Neill on the board? Alex Ferguson's in the Man United board. Why not appoint Martin O'Neill?
No, another articulate man. The lawyer right enough, eh?
Do you know what I mean? If you're going to get down that kind of road. There's plenty like good guys connected with Celtic that That would be a good shoot. I think, in fact, putting Martin O'Neill on it, John.
I think he could do worse. I just think Rodgers is 20 years younger and probably more familiar with how a modern club operates and is set up.
Yep. That's exactly it.
I just think if
Right.
you take Rodgers,
I'm going to need to shoot, boys, and get the dogs out.
I'm up
wind it up anyway.
I'm up
Right.
early now. I'm doing this this mad CSCS touchscreen test this week, Jerry. It's doing my head in.
You'll chat GBT in your phone, Google it. No, you can't
Well, I've
do
got
that
it.
anymore.
I've got-
Is it
I've
when
got-
you doing it? Are you doing it at your own place, or are you going to go somewhere?
No, Bridge End and Barhead.
Aye.
So you download the app and keep.
Aye.
It's just nonsense. You'd fail it the next week, eh? It's just
Aye,
kind of
sure.
monkey see, monkey do. Try to just memorise it, like, eh? So
That's-
I'm thinking it's 5 years at last. So this will be my last one. This will be my
Then
last
you're going to board
CSCS
for
card.
Celtic.
Yeah,
Then you're on the board for Celtic.
I wouldn't mind
Bawz
a
and
chat.
Bovril will get you on the board.
As I said, I seen that guy abusing Peter Lawwell the other day. There, I thought we should have been articulate enough as maybe make some kind of reasoned argument to the man. It'd be great to be able to get in there and actually try to hold him to account, but the whole thing's too sanitised. And
Yep.
I think by the time you get there, you get asked the questions that you're allowed to ask. Yeah?
Aye.
I mean, is there no like a fan forum thing you can apply to go in? I'm sure.
Aye, but the questions are vetted, aren't they?
Aye.
They're all vetted.
I see. See, that's the thing. It's no right with stuff like that. I mean, I'm silly, but silly
when you
even at these kind of press conferences where, like, even nowadays, like the Celtic fan media's getting in. It's no right.
The party line.
Exactly. Look what. Well, but according to the rumours, James Forrest get that article to get that down. He was getting sued.
That was
That's totally 100% out of order.
Yep.
Do you know what I mean? And it is. You should be allowed to get. I mean, we'll never get invited. If we ever get invited to anything like that, John, you're gone.
100%.
I once.
But that's the thing. Do you know what I mean?
I know.
But fans should be allowed to ask these kind of hard questions.
Yep.
I mean, there's no openness or communication. I mean, I'm not wanting you see it in the forum, early updates of what Celtic's doing in the transfer market. You know what I mean? But you're just wanting, or even down to like Rodgers' barred double meaning, whatever, where you want to take his comments and that, but you just want some kind of straight answers. Rodgers had come out and said, look, we're working as hard as we can to get players in, and if Rodgers is, if he just said yourself, look, I'm confident that there'll be players brought in before Friday. We're working as hard as we can, just get things out of the line. We need some other pieces to move to get things kicked off and stuff like that. But there'll be signings brought in. That's all you need, a bit of clear line and stuff. Do you know what I mean?
I just think people go to an AGM and say, "Listen, I'm not trying to be argumentative here, but do we, as a club, do we have a business plan? Where are we trying to get to? In the recruitment side, do we have a structure? What's the strategy? What are we doing here? What's the end game here? What's the general direction of travel?" You wouldn't think a question like that would be that offensive, eh? Let's
be honest. The only plan Celtic's go is for the next 2 years, as long as Rodgers here. There's nothing after that.
Celtic's got a 7-day plan. If they've got that between here and the end of that window, there's nothing beyond that.
Aye.
And if Brendan Rodgers goes, you're back to having no plan.
That's what I mean. As far as we're sitting here, right, outside the transfer window and that, right, the youth system's a riot, the recruitment's a riot. You know what I mean?
Yep.
Even I mean, let's even look at it. We're talking about the money we've got in the bank. Look at the state of the ticket office.
Yep.
Do you know what I mean? That's embarrassing. a few years back, we built this big hotel in a museum. There'll be new tickets.
Even I
Obvious.
done that tour. When I done that tour for my laddie's 30th birthday there in February, even the main stand, even the main stands run down as well.
Aye, and that's the snobby seats. John, that was ran down when I
That's
started
right.
it 25 years ago. Do you know what I mean? That was ran down. See when you sat in the right, I sat in the old stone and I thought, oh, this is I'm a wee. Do you know what I mean? Sitting in with all the snobs and that, and you're cracking view of the pitch and everything. But see, the first time I got into one of the news sections and that, it was like night and day. You know what I mean? Just actual decoration and the facilities and stuff like that. It was like night and day.
Bobby.
You off, Bobby? Good night, mate.
Cheers, Bobby. See you later on. Right, I'll
Hey.
let you shoot take as I'm up early on here.
Aye, all the best, guys.
Right, but
Thanks
right,
for having us.
Good luck with your test, John.
Aye, Friday.
Oh, Friday.
Friday.
Is
see
that
you
just
on-
that here? Do you need to go on building sites and that?
Aye, it's
Oh, you'll scooch that. Man, if my nephew can
they've
pass
changed-
that, you'll pass that.
there's different versions of it, and it's changed now. When I did it 5 years ago, it was it's changed to sort of behavioural safety now, rather than
Health and all that.
it used to be like kind of how deep does an excavation need to be before you need shoring 1.2 metres, whatever, right? But it's all kind of behavioural safety. So it's totally changed. As I say, you've learned that you would pass it for a week. See the week after you pass it, you'd fail it again. It's just it's just a matter of trying to get trying to get there. This will be my last one. 5 year at last, Mark. So I'll not be doing another one.
Unless you're sitting in the
Hey,
beach in the beach in the Bahamas when you're retired.
My laddie texts me and he says, no pressure, but I get 100%.
I think you need to get 100% in it anyway, do you know?
No, 50 questions, you need to get 45 of them right, 90%.
Yeah, 90.
Ask him for a screenshot of it then. See if he can't
Aye.
give you one, you can just tell him you get 100% or not.
Aye. See,
No,
I tell you, I'm not kidding you, get pockets emptied, it's like going into jail. Pockets
Aye.
emptied, everything put in a
Right,
locker.
right.
They actually took my hanky off me the last time. My fucking noses were in. Took my very
Well,
hanky
you're
off me, put it in the locker. You're not allowed a thing. It's so.
Right, I'll see you on Friday, Marco, if we're on.
Aye, we're going to do a wee pod on Friday night. No, they're not sitting up all night debating in the window shutting, but we'll do a pod.
Is it 11 o'clock on Friday?
Aye,
Half
no, is it 11:30 for us, isn't it?
11 for us, aye.
But you
11
enjoy
for us down.
You enjoy that walk with Doug's, Jerry.
I'm
Watching
actually going
again.
to go and jog with him. I'm going to go and jog with him. I need
No,
to find shift
the
this timber.
weekend. You
No,
watching the game?
No, mate.
No,
No,
You watching it?
no.
he never
no, I
does,
gave-
Johnny, never does.
No, up the
I
camps.
bought my work. I bought my work. Or my old works. Asked for my ticket, so I gave it to him. So no, I'm not going to watch it. We'll pump them, I know. So just once it's over and done with, I'll get into my old boys and watch it. Once I know we've beaten them.
She's your worst would be. I'll be there as well.
Aye,
I'll
nothing
be.
like that.
What time is it? Is it 12?
12:30.
Half 12.
12:30 on Sunday.
What
Aye.
time's that to play? I mean, see the early kick-off. The early kick-off was meant to be because the fans were in there and to stop everybody drinking all day. If the away fans is not there, why does it need to be 12:30? Why does it need to be a Sunday? I'll need to go to Mass on Saturday night to get in there for 12:30 on Sunday. I thought it was 3 o'clock.
No, 12:30. Right, guys, I'm going to shoot. It's been
Right.
emotional. Take care.
Wait, hold
All the
on.
best.
What's G-Doc saying there saying it's changed to 11?
You're
They've
kidding
not
me.
changed, they've not changed the kick-off time, have they?
To 11 o'clock?
No,
Surely
he's
not.
in the wind.
Surely
No, he's in the
not.
wind up there. No, half 12. We get barred for that talk, G-Doc. Right,
Right.
that was lads.
Hey,
Right,
good-
well, thanks
good-
very much for coming
good
on.
to
Yeah,
talk to
guys,
you anyway.
thanks
Right,
a
right.
lot.
Look after yourself.
Cheers,
Good
John.
night and God bless. Cheers to everybody who's listening. Cheers, guys.
Thank you.
Look after yourself.
or the transfer window. Does it know? Half a living up in Scotland, G-Doc. I thought I thought it was down in England. It was a living and we'd half an hour to pick the bones of there, what they were leaving out their squads and stuff like that.
I thought we
Anyway,
as well.
Aye. Anyway, lads, thanks very much for listening in, getting involved with the chat. Hope you enjoyed it. It was a good night again. Back Friday, £25 million plus spent in players. Will be a great day. We'll be joyful. Come on the board. You can do this for the boys, right? Here we are, lads. Good night and
Cheers.
God bless.
Cheers.